Hey, what's up, everyone? Again, my name is Cherrell Carter. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, and this ain't a podcast. I want to thank you guys and some of you guys for joining me again tonight. As you guys do every night, we got a great show in store. Before I go any further, make sure you click that button in your lower right corner and share this live with 3 friends you think will love the conversation. Before I go like too deep in, we got a really great show in store for you guys tonight. We got a lot we're gonna talk about. But before we go any further, you guys know I gotta give you something I'm grateful for. I think that's the only way to start off a show. Far too often we focus on the things that we want and not the things that we already have. So I am grateful for, I don't know, I'm grateful for power because I was really having technical difficulties for real, y'all. Like my power been going in and out. So I'm grateful I got power now. We just gonna rock it out until some shit happens. And then we're going to see. But before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and get our special guest on today, y'all. We're going to have so much fun. I know some of y'all actually joined the episode when I went on at 6 because I was, like, out of my mind. So let's get Robin in. Party, y'all. Let's just pray. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are
Hey.
you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. You have somewhere you can sit it so we can see like your whole face?
Let me see. Let me stick it on my laptop. You should be able to see it right here. Oh shit. Move that out the way.
Okay, there we go. Let's see that. I feel so discombobulated. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so excited to have you. We didn't try to do this last week and it just did not work out, y'all.
But it's okay. We had to rewrite.
Period. And we're here now. Okay, so first off, I'm so excited to have you because I don't have that many out of state guests for real. I have like a couple of them, but I'm really excited to have Detroit because I feel like Detroit and Chicago has some type of just relationship. So I'm super excited to have you on today.
Thanks. Excited to be here. I definitely appreciate you reaching out. I'm just we getting it.
I love it. Okay, so before we start off any show, we always got to talk about something that we're grateful for. It's important that we're really focused on what we have and not the things that we don't, so we don't take them for granted. So what's something that you're grateful for?
Oh, that's good. Absolutely. Something I'm grateful for. I would definitely have to say probably my health, I would say.
Ooh.
I'm very, very grateful for my health right now. It's still a lot of things flying around, and I feel grateful to be able to still move around and do everything that I need to do. Feeling good, able to tackle everything. So definitely my health for sure.
I can dig that because some niggas around this.
Okay.
Glad I ain't one of them. I'm glad I am not one of them, okay? All right, so I'm so excited to have I got a lot of good things I want to talk to you about. At first, I was really going to say, I was really going to stick to music, blogging, and network, and I'm like, nah, that's a little surface level. They ain't giving what I wanted to give, so I want to do something else. Okay, so, but first, let's get into it, though. You do have an education background in journalism, right? So tell me a little bit about that. Of all things, I saw that you say you were inspired by Ricky Lake and Oprah. So tell me, was that really just what inspired you to go into journalism, or what else inspired you to do so?
Well, yeah, I love journalism. I definitely went to school for it. Went to SIUC for it. So it's always been a big part of my life. I've always written stories and always did elaborate essays for school. I was just over the top every time. I just always like to do it. But I think outside of those influences, for me, it was really about having a voice in the narrative and being speak on different levels with different people in a powerful way. People kind of overlook the influence of journalism in terms of influence, but it's so powerful. It really is a big part of what you guys see, hear, digest. So I want to be able to put out good things that my people are digesting, and feel good about the type of information they're getting from me.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that because that was a big thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Is
Yeah.
definitely the influence. So I saw like maybe a week or so ago you had a trending article about an artist. I didn't get to see the artist, but I did see that you had like a trending article and that people were referencing your article. So that's big. So what is
Yeah.
that? If you had to equate that to something else of another or somebody else's type of, how would you equate that? Is that like having like a viral video, but just a viral, article in the journalism world?
Yeah, so definitely a trending article is how much traction you get as soon as it's posted, and then
Right. Okay.
hours afterwards. So yeah, that article definitely was trending on the site. A lot of people looked at it right away, which is always a good thing, and that just keeps the article on the front page longer, for whoever it's about, because it'll be a main article. So it felt good to get a trending article. It's hard, but it was good. It felt good.
Wait, so do you get those often? I feel like you would get them often.
Yeah, usually on the music sites, if I write in enough detail and stuff and I get enough people to watch, look at it right away, it'll trend. But some sites, well, other sites I write for, it doesn't always trend. It depends on, yeah, who it is, look at it right away. But on that site, usually my stuff is good. Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. So I
Yeah.
did see we're gonna spin the block back on the influence because I definitely want to talk about that. And I listened to your podcast, so I was really wondering, like, I was like, well, how deep does she really be talking? But I listened to your podcast, and so I listened to a different conversation you had outside of music. I was like, okay, cool, so we can talk about this. So I saw you say some other stuff. I'm like, all right, this is my speed. I can fuck with it. So damn, I lost my train of thought. So wait, so I did see that you wrote for Detroit's For Show Mag. So is that right, or did I read that wrong somehow? What was
Yeah,
that like?
yeah, for
You
sure,
have
man. I also write for them as well. Yep.
yeah, okay. So I was like, I was gonna put it in there when I was like, but I couldn't find it again. I don't know, maybe it disappeared or something when I was looking for it. But okay, so tell me what that was like. Do you often write for publications outside of Chicago, or are they mainly like centered in Chicago?
Yeah, I write for all types of publications. In addition to For Show Magazine, I also write for Hype Fresh. So they're based out in Philadelphia, actually.
Oh,
Um,
I did see them.
yeah, so I actually write for them too. They're based in Philadelphia. I think Digital Buzz is based in LA, I want to say. They also run Hip Hop Dose, which is the other site that I
Okay, I
write.
saw them. Yeah.
That's like a 2-for-1. And then .com, he's out actually in like the Virginia area, actually. So
Okay.
I'm Chicago correspondent.
You
So I,
are.
you know, put my stake in everything so that I can push the Midwest into those types of lanes. Sometimes we get overshadowed by the drill music and they don't want to take the time to listen to other indie artists or just other stuff from the Midwest. So I try to get my foot into different blogs from regions for sure.
Absolutely. I love it. And we're gonna write that down. We're gonna spin a block about that. Okay, so when it comes to influence in the articles that you write, Chicago, I feel like Chicago is up there, Detroit. I feel like we neck and neck for everybody talking about how we be killing each other. Like the violence is like neck and neck. So I definitely don't want to play no pissing game about who killing who the most. But do you ever, when it comes to writing your articles about your artist or the artist that you interview, do you ever feel like an obligation to not do a certain artist because of the type of music they put out and how detrimental or harmful it might be to the community? Or do you feel like this is my job, I just have to write it and that's just that?
That's a good question. So anytime I do get across an artist that does kind of have that influence, I do try to find more of a positive outlet or remind them that this is an opportunity for people to know you on a personal level. Um, it's rap music, a lot of it isn't real, a lot of it is. But my job as a journalist is to do a feature piece to make you personable. So whenever I do get somebody like that, I try to get more detail as to what they do outside of music so that the article isn't fully, about necessarily that violent music. Yeah, we're
Right.
talking about it, but we're also talking about the person, what they do in the community, maybe some other hobbies that they do as well, other influences. So I try to make it personable, because it's hard to eliminate that. So
Yeah, it is. That was something that was big for me because it's like I feel like I have a duty when I'm on here talking to make sure that I speak responsibly. I don't try to be too politically correct because I definitely still want to be authentic and I don't want to sugarcoat shit because I still want to, I gotta keep it real with you niggas. Can't be lying. But we be reading these articles, kids be reading these articles, and it's just like I feel like it's what they call is a 2020 catch. Like you just you know you what you gonna do, what you really gonna do with it, you know.
Not wrong. And kids are so impressionable and they see so
Yes.
all the time, and it's just hard sometimes for them to notice the good stuff or for them to just think in a different way. I never
Yeah.
want to tell a kid don't be a rapper, you know what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
don't pursue music. But yeah, I mean, it's like I want to try to highlight the other aspects of it outside of that negativity, you know, because it's hard. It's hard.
Absolutely. I agree. I would definitely want to make sure I'm hitting these comments in here. They sending you the fire emojis. They sending you the love. Somebody said that woman is a writer.
Gang, gang.
Okay, period. Okay, so you talk about getting your foot a little bit everywhere. Like, how did you, because I've been watching your page. I'm like, damn, she be a little bit up. How the fuck she do? Like, how did you manage to move around to so many places and network with so many people?
Man, I mean, it wasn't easy. You know, I've been doing my show for 4 years now. So with that 4 years, I spent the first 2 years really just, building a following, building a brand, establishing that it was a real show and, you know, that I was really doing it. And I did a lot of things for free, you know, and just tried to learn how to, you know, do different stuff so that I could be self-efficient for myself. Because I make all my own like promo stuff and everything. I do all that myself. So I just had to continue really and stay consistent. Once I got a nice following, then I tried to leverage that and, you know, start reaching out to people that were around the Chicagoland area, inboxing different artists, producers, other media people, and, you know, asking if I could cover events, you know, could I be the media for this, you know, and they like, yeah, sure. And I was able to add that to my list of events that I was a part of. I was briefly a part of the Juice Chicago, which is like a big Chicago show. Shout out to the Juice. So that was another, you know, moment where I was able to connect and network with other amazing Black women, which also is my forte. I always want to connect with the Black women that's doing things.
Got to.
Like,
you got to.
Start, you know, like that's it. So I just stay consistent with that. And I feel like being genuine. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking fun.
Yeah, you got to be genuine in this shit. A lot of things that I do is because I genuinely enjoy to do it. It's not because I'm necessarily looking for money or I'm looking for, you know, something in return. A lot of it is because I just want to do it. And I think people can feel that and they want to keep that relationship. And then I, you know, just got referred and met this person. That person popped up here and then it's been lit. Ever since it's been lit.
I fuck with that. I think that you really said something so important is that to do it and not expect nothing in return. I feel like social media has everybody in the mindset, I got to get mine. I got to get something out of you. And it's like, you really don't understand how much more you can get by just being authentic and just really doing shit out the kindness of your heart. That shit is so underrated. It's so underrated. I just was, I don't know this girl name that she got the song, You Feeling Me? You think I was feeling you, her or something? You don't know about
girl, I don't know her name. I just know the Munch girl. That's what I call her.
Okay, that's what it is. Munch. So there's a meme going around of her saying that basically she was charging, let's say $4,000 originally for features, but since the song been going up, now she's reneging on these contracts with these promoters and saying that she's not doing them. No, she's not performing for that cheap amount. Now she only performing for like $15K or something. And I'm like, you don't do business like that. That's not how it goes. Because now you fucking up in the long run. That song is only one song. That shit can start going downhill real quick.
Okay.
And now you're missing out on some guaranteed money for some maybe money.
You're not wrong. That's bad business practice. And other promoters and other people in that realm, they're gonna see that and be like, you know what? She ain't even worth. Not even worth that, shorty. Chill. Calm down.
Exactly. Now you done fucked up. You fucked up your guaranteed money for some maybe money. And nah, your shit going downhill. I don't like ugly now.
Okay, look.
Not like ugly. Okay, so let's I want to talk about, I think that you had you said somebody that you really, I listened to your podcast, you said you really like Missy Elliott. I can't remember the song you said. My AirPods a little raggedy, they was going out. So I know you said you really like Missy Elliott, but one of the women in media that you really looked up to was Issa Rae. And tell me a little bit about that, because I fuck with Issa and I'm really a big friend of I want to say her name, Quinta. I be saying it wrong. Quinta too now. I fuck with Quinta. But tell me, you know, what about Issa Rae really inspired you?
Yes. First off, disclaimer, Issa, if you ever watch this, I am not a stalker, okay? I am not a stalker. But I love Issa Rae. Yeah, she is definitely my idol right now. I loved her when she started Awkward Black Girl on YouTube. That was, like her first series, and then it got picked up, and then she did Insecure. But I love Issa because she's a boss, and she paints the narrative the way she wants to do it. Provides opportunities, and she's created multiple platforms for other people to get on. Absolutely. And that is so important for me as I propel. I want to be able to really help people get on whatever they're trying to do, in the media realm, and really be able to give them the opportunity. Right. Created a whole nother show, which is fire as hell. And she, again, put somebody else in the spotlight. Created 2 shows actually since Insecure. She does her screenwriting. She does these mega deals. Like, she's just a boss. And she also is private, which I also admire about her as well.
Very private.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
very private.
I'm saying when she popped up married, I was just like, wow, I just wasn't.
Niggas was in shock. Like, what?
Why wasn't I invited? That's crazy.
Right?
But I'm like, she pregnant? I mean, like, she married as hell. But it was just the fact that she kept that so private, stayed on her business, put out these projects, partying, living her best life, but still maintaining that personable stuff, which I admire as well, too. But yeah, she's just a boss. And she's funny as hell. Like,
she is funny.
She's like somebody I could, like, roll up with and we could, like, laugh at some pictures. Yeah, like, she
I love it. I think you made a good point. She's very personable. Like, she seems like just like a cool ass person you would be friends with. She don't give me uppity vibes. And I love that. I guess sometimes I feel like niggas find a new word, they wear that shit out. Like, they did with weird, they did that shit with narcissist. But one thing that I can say that Issa, if I ever had to think of things that would her brand would encompass, would be authentically being a Black woman. Like, she's not kind of Black. She's not too scared of being woke. Like, she just navigates that shit so smoothly. And when I saw the clip of her being on the I think it's the Emmys, I think that's what it was. And they was like, who you root for? She was like, everybody Black. Ain't nothing changed. ain't nothing changed. It's the same thing, baby. And I fuck with Issa. I do. Okay, so you talked about how you love how Issa has created a platform to put other people on. You also do electronic press kits as a means to help push other artists and their brand and put other people on. Tell me, I know we kind of got into a little bit about why you started that, but tell me more about that.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things I learned as I started to interview more artists was that their managers and PR people started sending me press kits. Instead of them just messaging me regular, hey, I want to be on a show, I was getting those types of emails. And I was just studying the emails, looking at it, and I'm like, this is nice. I'm seeing a lot of my other artist friends and they don't have it, or other people that want to, get sponsorships or whatever the case is, and they just don't, missing this one little piece of information that was really not too hard to make. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to see if I can do some press kits. And I actually did the first couple ones for free, just to get them out there, see how people were rocking. And they liked them, and they felt like they were beneficial. So as I continued on, I started just learning a little bit more of, like, different PR stuff and seeing that that's how they, sent out their information, for their, they have their little email blast, but they usually have some type of press kit. And this is for artists, this is for business owners, this is for different centers, promoting a service. There's so many different things that you can use a press kit for. So I just felt like it was really important to have. And actually, there wasn't a lot of people doing them around the area. So I went from just doing them on the side to being one of the main people to have them done throughout, like, the Chicagoland area. So I've done a lot for, like, corporate. I did a EPK for him. I've done EPK for, like, Mojo Brooks. I've done EPK for Groove and Gorilla. Just different artists. Shout out to Joycey J. And yeah, I mean, they didn't have it. And it was just crazy to me to think, like, as you get more established, that little piece of information is so important and a lot of people just didn't have it. So I was like, let me get in that bag, figure out how I can help other people access that. And then I just, kept doing it. So
it's funny you saying that, and I'm sitting here listening like, damn, I could have used that a couple of days ago. I'm sitting here like, God damn, I needed something like this a couple days ago. I'm literally sitting here. I'm listening. Don't ever mistake. I was definitely listening. But as you're talking, I'm like, She got a point because I needed this. That's so funny.
Use it. You can use it for so many things, sponsorships, like all types of stuff, and you can have different versions. I mean, it's just so much with it. So yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I know I did a couple. I don't know that many music artists. I try to just stick to like entrepreneurs, maybe a couple influencers or podcast hosts. Typically, I try to stay in that realm. But I have gotten a couple of those, and I mean, I've looked at them, but I just be doing my thing, so I haven't taken too much. But now that you said that, I thank you for that because I'm definitely gonna go back and look at those and do that. I might be reaching out to you for that service though. No,
let me know.
I might need that. I might need that. Okay, so I think that I love people who be on Facebook and shit telling stories. I feel like people be really underestimating a lot of basic things that they be doing. And I think that the Twitter threads, like you can only put so many words and shit in the Twitter. It was like 500 characters or whatever it is. But those people be great storytellers. I think journalists are great storytellers. They've mastered the art of giving you what you need in a very condensed form, depending on what you're reading. And so, do you ever like go through it when these three threads pop up? Do you ever be like, damn, that probably could be a good journalist? Do you think that?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, because I'm definitely a person that reads those threads. Anytime I see a story and it say continue or read for more or part 3, part 4, yeah. I'm reading that whole thing through and I'm envisioning it as I'm reading it. So yeah, I mean, people overlook that how important of a writing skill it is to have that, because you could have, you know, one nice decent post and be able to sum up a story if you really bad. Multiple ones, yeah, that's storytelling right there. You telling a good ass story. But yeah, absolutely journalism for sure.
I love it. So my biggest thing, and I'm so glad I was listening to your podcast, is like we also have, I would think that's something that you and I have in common, is that I love our community and wanted to be responsible with the art and the creative work that we put out. And so I think that a lot of young girls are swayed so easily. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with becoming a bottle girl. If you want to be influencer, whatever you want to do, OnlyFans, that's your thing. But I feel like there are plenty of other avenues to take before you get there. And I feel like a lot of these girls going on Twitter, Facebook, being able to tell such intriguing, entertaining stories about their baby daddy or a nigga they was dating. I feel like y'all missing the avenue. Y'all going straight to bottle girls, and that's cool, but you missing the journalism aspect and the traits that you already have. I need you to go somewhere else with the talent. So like I want to say, do you have any tips like for young girls that maybe they could be like, just come over here. No, don't go that way.
Come to this side. No, yeah. You it's definitely some steps that's missing there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so.
I think with that, it's definitely like a lack of sisterhood and support from other women. Ooh. I think that's a very big problem we are still dealing with as Black women. That, again, kind of goes into me telling the narrative, you know, wanting to change the narrative of Black women.
Absolutely.
Interact with each other. So a lot of us don't have that positive friend that is like, yo, you fired. You know what I'm saying? You should do this. I'll help you do this. You know who I know? This is somebody that can help you do this. It's hard to have somebody that instills that type of, you know, fire in us. I know I'm that friend to a lot of other people. I'm that friend to myself, but I'm always trying to pursue and help other people achieve things that they feel like they can't do, especially if it's something. So I feel like young women, for one, we have to stop attacking each other. Okay, baby, leave them little boys alone. Leave them little nappy.
Leave
them alone, because they can't do nothing for you. Okay, you need to stop attacking each other and really take your time, obviously, to love yourself, instill that confidence, but find your tribe. You have to find people that believe the type of things you believe in, you know, and are willing to push you when you cannot push yourself.
I love that.
I just went on tour, you know, and I just came back from tour. I made some lifelong friends, no cap. Like, these are people that I love wholeheartedly now. These are my family members. I love them. Like, and it just felt good to be around other people that were creative. We sitting around, you know, they're writing music. You know, I'm talking about topics, videographers editing. It's just the circle of love and creativity. How can you not feel compelled to do something great now, you know, when you're surrounded? So I think it's important for us to find people that like the type of things we like and can be, you know, a positive influence on our lives.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I love it. I think that is such a good point, because It's so like these fake ass women empowerment events. I don't even go to them bitches because I don't have the time or the day. It's
You
just so fucking fake. Like,
know?
Lord, it's just I don't know. I feel like that's the thing that social media has really done to us. It gives everybody the impression that they're a celebrity or that they're famous, that they have this high status because they have all these followers or XYZ. And it's like that's not it though. Like
Right.
you can be, Instagram famous, but you don't have to be a bad person. Like you can still be a kind person, and it's giving everybody. It's doing a mean girl thing. It's literally
Yeah.
a bunch of bitches pretending that they really trying to help you out, but in reality, they throwing these events so that they can stand in the front of the room and talk to you sitting in the chairs because they better than they got a chain or this they nigga, and it's just like it's not helping one another.
Mm-hmm.
It's not helping one another.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we would definitely be better off if we could work together. I think that's something that I feel like just growing up, that was not something I seen a lot. Like I've had, fat close friends always, but
yeah,
as I got further into business, that was something I was very mindful of. Like, I don't want to work with men. I always have a thing with men, but I really want to work with more Black women because I feel like my strongest support, my best advice, like some of the best things I've ever been given in life have been given to me by Black women. And
absolutely.
I want to build that. I want to pour that into someone else. And it's like we could do a lot if we stop trying to fuck over each other.
For real. I'm telling you. So it's the sister love. It's a different type of love you can get from a Black woman that you trust, and love in itself, it's so much bigger than intimacy. Love can be expressed on so many different levels.
You can.
Have to be able to give love, receive love, understand love, identify the different ways of love. So the minute we start doing that, I feel like it'll be a new wave of more Black women that'll be supporting other Black women, and we can change that narrative of what we aspire to,
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. So I did want to talk about just networking. I feel like I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, but really networking. First off, scratch that. We're gonna go back to this. You're a Black female blogger. Do you see other Black female bloggers often?
I mean, now I do. I know a few. I try to make sure I connect with the ones that I meet, though. It's a little pile of us, but the ones that I know around here, yeah, I do try to connect with those.
And what is it like navigating that scene? Because I feel like just articles I've read, often are written by men. So I'm like, what is it like? It has to be kind of different navigating that scene when you're a woman. Like, so what is that like?
I mean, yeah, it is, because I mean, usually you have a producer, you have an editor that will, give you specific stories that they want you to cover or topics that they want you to write about.
Right.
I'm somebody that likes to write about what I want to write about.
Right.
So being very, stern and very standing on your toes about something that you want to talk about and you're passionate about is definitely forefront. You have to be 100 about it. And fact checking and knowing your shit. Unfortunately, we have to be triple times better than the men in order for us to our knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I try to make sure whatever topic I'm talking about, I know this, that, and the third. I try to make sure that it's a thorough topic. And then trying to build, again, genuine relationships. I feel like, it's hard for women, especially in the media. We get taken advantage of, and, men they want to do, and they try to finesse, and, they try to do too much, try to belittle us. So I try to just stay firm on what I'm trying to do, and I try to let my work speak for itself. I know my shit's good. That's number one. It's good. Like, let's stop and push it, So I'm very just adamant about my shit. I'm very, you gonna put this in, you gonna do this, and this is why it's good, and this is why, just unfortunately having to be on your toes, to make sure that you explain why it deserves to be posted. But it's hard.
Like, I'll say this, when we speak about women and as a woman navigating this industry, and we speak about trying to connect more and building authentic and lifelong relationships with other female bloggers, what's one of the best pieces of advice they've ever given you?
Probably like never be afraid to say no.
Ooh.
not do a story. I think sometimes, or at least when I first, I was really compelled to like do a whole bunch of stories about whatever popped up. And I kind of like finding my rhythm, you know, on things that helped kind of craft my style of writing. So one big thing I say another female journalist told me is like, you know, you don't have to do every story. You know, you have to write every article. You don't have to cover every event. Sometimes you're going to miss it, you know, or this is not really it for you, or this doesn't go for you. Because if it's something you don't really care about, it's going to show in the way that you writing and stuff.
Right.
Like, damn, that's true, you know. So definitely learning what fits what I'm, you know, how I write and what fits the way that I express things through words. I don't want to write about something that I don't really care about at all because it's going to show, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it'll just be a trash article or whatever, you know. So yeah, definitely learning how to say no sometimes.
I wholeheartedly relate to that. I swear to God, because I feel that. Because I don't understand what would be the point of me becoming an entrepreneur just to do more shit that I don't fucking want to do. That shit is ass backwards. Why would I do that? And it's like so often people be like, oh, you should talk about this on your show. And it's like, I didn't sign up for this shit to do shit I don't want to do. If that's the case, I just keep a regular ass job doing shit I don't want to do. Like that's not it. No.
Like for real.
I feel that. I feel that 100% I feel that. So when it comes to music blogging, what would you say has probably been like your greatest challenge or like the biggest thing you've overcome?
Definitely learning the different styles of writing.
Okay.
I went to college. I did journalism. Obviously, there were certain aspects of writing they taught us. They weren't teaching us how to do music writing or anything like that. Blogging,
right.
Like a course. So I don't know. I might have to give a class on that, but it wasn't a course. So I had to learn how to write, you know, in the blog style and how to write in the music writing style, which was different. Learning different types of vocabulary, different wording for music, and, you know, different ways to describe music. Learning how to meet the word requirement, and that, you know, I was always going over because some sites you can do that, other ones you can't.
Right.
So really just hard for me to kind of balance the different styles that I have to write for all the different blogs. Some of them I had more leeway. I could kind of use slang. Other ones, that grammar had to be on point or they weren't going to get posted.
Right.
So that's still something that I struggle with now, just kind of like up. But it's helped me be way more efficient, like with captions, explaining things, because I feel like bam, 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 or bam, bam, you know,
right.
So just switching back and forth, that's been the hardest part.
I love it. And so what do you think? I like these. I know these questions be sounding regular, but I just feel like social media has just complicated life. I feel like 10 times over. So I feel like with me being a talk show host, I feel like I'd be looking at somebody else like, dang, they getting to do these type of events, or dang, they getting these guests. I want to do it. So what do you say? Like, how do you deal with comparing yourself to like maybe another blogger? Like, I want to do this, or I want to be on this. I'm doing something. How do you deal when it comes to comparison and making sure that you don't allow that to steal your joy?
Oh, good question. You come with the questions, okay? That's a good question. I mean, yeah, it's easy to feel, you know, like competitive sometimes, or feel like you're not doing everything you're supposed to do. In those moments, I just try to like think back on what my niche is, what my bread and butter is, how I can better perfect that. I never want to try to do something because I saw someone else do it. You know, if I didn't come up with it, or it wasn't something that I initially felt like I should do, and now I'm influenced, I probably do the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not for me. So I try to just stay true to the things that I built already, how I can, you know, further perfect that, how I can craft that. And I just, you know, do a brand session, and I might just think of other content that I could start implementing that maybe, you know, or maybe even a different version of something that I saw somebody else do. You know, now the seed is planted. Let me figure out a way I can do it and make it my own. So you know, when I see a competitor or another blogger or another, you know, podcast platform doing something great, I'm like, damn, they doing their shit. Like, let me and let me go work a little bit. So I use that as motivation. I all motivation for sure.
That's me. I feel you on that. I feel like that'd be some shit. I'd be like, damn, they did it. I'm fucking slipping.
Okay.
I need to be working harder. Bitch, you on Instagram and shit. You need to be fucking doing some work right now. I feel you on that. That is definitely me. I will get my ass off Netflix. Like I've been watching too much shit. I ain't doing enough work right now. I feel that. So let's see. I feel like they be basic questions, but I feel like
no, I love the questions.
I just be feeling like sometimes it be like, we would have thought of that. But it's just that I feel like sometimes or oftentimes people wait till they get all the way to the top to want to give you the basic shit at the bottom. And sometimes it's like it be seeming like such profound advice, and it's like, well, bitch, that's regular. That's regular. It's easy to say that now because you at the top winning. Bitch, tell me when you at the bottom what you doing. Give me the advice. So what would you say? It's like give me 3 pieces of advice for a struggling blogger, aspiring blogger, somebody who might be trying to figure it out right now.
You just she said, tell me right now.
Right.
Dude. Well, definitely, stay consistent. Obviously, there's gonna be times where you're not gonna get any traction and no one's gonna look at the story, or maybe 10 people only looked at it. That's okay. That's all right. If it's a solid story, you got to be, content with that. Definitely research. As a blogger and a journalist, we have to know our shit. And you don't know. I mean, obviously, y'all know there's so much fake information that floats around the internet every single day. So when you post a story, you want to build that credibility and you want to be able to be a reliable source when people look for you. So research, when you got time and you have a question about something, that stuff yourself. So that way, if it comes up again, you can be able to state the facts and say you researched it. Lastly, find balance, I would say. I know me right now, I'm in full drive work mode, but I was just chilling on tour, so it's like whatever. But you get burnt out very, very quick writing articles. It will burn your ass out. You'll start seeing the same sentence over and over and over again. Like, what am I writing? Like, you have to take a time where you're not writing, where you're not researching, where you're just letting your brain relax. You're just letting it. So when you do get back in that moment, for you to just think, versus feeling stressed. That was something that I really had to learn. I was like stressed the hell out when I first started doing multiple sites, but I had to find that balance. It a lot easier to create good ass stories, and good posts. Now I had that time. So definitely that.
I love that. Okay, and this is unrelated, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Tell me about your life journey.
Okay, yeah. Okay, period. Lily, y'all. Okay, look.
Tell me, like, what made you want to do it? I know this I ain't planning on talking about this, but after I got to, I'm like, I want to ask about this. What made you like your hair?
Thank you, sis. So, what's crazy? But I was natural. I was natural too. I was natural since I was 19 in college and stuff. And actually, my ex was the first person that told me, like, you get locks. And I was like, nah, I like my afro and da-da-da-da. I was just, but girl, I was blowing my hair one day. And I don't know, man. I was like, I can't do this.
This shit,
It's over with. I cannot do it. I just cannot sit here and do this no more. I just can't do it. So I went and did it. I'm about a year, 4 months. So I did it in the term. So I was in the summer, and yeah, it's just been a great journey. It's a very freeing journey. I think it builds a lot more confidence.
Ooh.
I love how I look now with the lock. Yeah, girl. I mean, I just couldn't do that blow dry no more. I was tired of it.
I hear people saying all the time, it's like they just hit a breaking point. Like, yeah, bro, this is it.
For natural hair, I know sometimes you be like
on me, because look, this is too much. So okay, so I know I see people that I am such a realist. Like when it comes, I love seeing both sides. Everybody, sometimes people do take on journeys or whatever it is, and be like, oh, it's all glitz and glam. It's like, no, bitch. I know some days you second guess that shit. Stop lying to me. Do not lie. Don't lie to me, bro. So I saw a TikTok that was like how I thought my locks was going to look. and how they look. And I was crying because it was so real. Like, tell me about the moment, like, when you was like, bruh, I think I fucked up. I should go back. Like, did you ever have that moment?
Yeah. You know what? I think the only time I had that moment was probably that first week. I ain't gonna lie to you. That first week, it was rough. And I was like, I was so used to like put my hair in a ponytail and stuff. And girl, because I did the 2-strand twist, so they was real baby. It was like,
oh my goodness.
I was like, this is really intense right now. But I mean, it was summer, so it was easier for me to kind of like, I don't know, have it be kind of rustled and not worry about it being dried out. But after that first week, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick it out. And as it started to, I actually started to like it as it started to grow out. Like, I don't even want it. Like, I'm cool with this length. Like, I'm low key sad because I know it's gonna get longer here. Wow. But I'm in love with just seeing it. And once I got over how I looked in the lot, because you gotta take a moment.
You gotta go through that thing, bro. You gotta go through that.
You gotta look at yourself and be like, damn, this is me. Like, you gotta do that real quick. But once you do that, I mean, it's easy breeze. It's easy breeze. So
I love that. Okay, I love, because I swear people I love when she did that TikTok about some how I thought they was gonna look how they look. Boy, I was in tears. I was like, damn, this is real, and I fucked with it. Cause sometimes bitches don't be influenced, and that should be fleeky as hell on Instagram. In real life, they be like, I can't do this, man.
Aside, you gotta find a little 1-2 style you can rock for like 2 months, and that gotta be style. That gotta be it. Like, I was wearing like a side thing, and I just was for like 2 months because I don't know what to do with this shit right now. I just got rocking. Like, I don't know what else to do. But it was cool. It looked like a little style. I was like, all right, bet. And after that, it was up. I was just like, this is it. I'm doing this, and this is it.
I love that. Okay, you talked about it building your confidence. Like, what do you feel has changed differently about you since you got your locks, just like as a person?
And I mean, I don't want to say I'm unplugged from the matrix, but I mean, like, growing up, like high school, I was definitely like track shorty, sewing, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Armed up. It was just necessary. And then, I went through the big stage. But once I went natural, it just made me feel like this is it. This is me. This is how I look at my rawest stage. And I need to accept that. I need to love I look right the fuck now. You know what I'm saying? And if a nigga cannot love me right, he don't deserve me. He need to love me as I am. In addition to that, this is the way our hair grows out of our head. This is a part of our culture. This is a part of our tradition. And as a Black woman, I feel proud to be able to wear locks and to identify as a Black woman. Obviously, you see my skin, Black, that hair, and that's also another signifier of my heritage. And that gave me another sense of confidence. I love, how beautiful, your locks are. That makes me feel like, oh, my Black culture is so beautiful. It's just a deeper feeling of appreciation for being Black. And I love that feeling. I love that shit. I love that feeling. I'm Cherokee and I'm no shade to anybody. No shade. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all practicing those cultures that y'all claiming. That's all I'm saying. But I am Black, and I love being able to identify as Black. And my hair really boosted that confidence for me wholeheartedly. Like, okay, for sure.
Okay, I'm so mad. My thing then toned out a little bit. I'm so mad because I really like that. I think, and that's a highlight clip. I don't give a fuck nobody. I know a highlight clip when I see one. And that question right there, when you got to spit, I'm like, yo, this is the highlight right here. This the one I'm doing something. I'm gonna post that one, and I really love that. And I feel like when you go through locks, and I hate to call it this stage, but I feel like everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through like a little ugly stage with their locks. They're like, if you're real skeptical about it, and you're like, I don't like the way they look. You like contemplate going back. And I think every person I've ever talked to that has like they say everybody goes through this stage. And I think that there's something so beautiful about going through that vulnerable stage so publicly. Because you know everybody looking at your hair, you know, you don't know what to think, you know they don't know what to think. And I think it's something so beautiful about there's something so beautiful about going through that and coming out on the other side and not have given up. And it truly, you know, just be like, I weathered the storm, I did it, and then it comes out so beautiful because locks always come out so beautiful. After you go through that, they be fired. I ain't seen one person with they locks on their head that ain't fired. It's like, bro, they hit. So I think that's so beautiful. I'm so happy you did it. I'm happy for you.
Thank you very much. Me too. I was a little worried, like I said, that first week. I was a little like, let me just comb it out real quick. And, you know, maybe I did this a little too soon. But after that first week, yeah, it was cool. I did actually comb out one of them when I was like 8 months to see how long my hair was. And I was so shocked. You know, I was just like, damn, you know, it really makes your hair grow. Black people, we got to leave our hair alone, y'all.
Okay? Keep them combs out of it. They going to grow. I love it.
I couldn't believe it. And that tempted me a little bit because it was long. And I was like, ooh, I better go out cute. But I was like, nah, I'm going to just, you know, I'm going to stick it out. I'd rather, you know, finish my lock journey and let them grow out some more.
I love that. And you know what? On that note, we're going to wrap this up. I feel like that was like the cap. Like, I felt like, yeah, that's the one right there. So I really enjoyed that. I'm so happy to have had you, Robin. I feel like you have been such a joy. I knew I was going to enjoy this interview anyway. And let me tell you that before we get on out of here, let me tell you that. So when you had posted, it was a podcast. And I was like, hey, you don't know, it's a talk show. You was like, you inboxed me back saying, thank you for correcting me. And I was like, yo, what? Thank you for correcting what? Nah, no way. And I told you, I don't know what I said afterwards, but I went on Facebook and I'll send it to you. I went on Facebook and I was like, yo, I got a guest coming on. She accidentally called my show a podcast, which is often. It happens so often. And I told her, like, no, it's a talk show. And I posted that. I was like, she said, thank you for correcting me. And I was like, I already respected her work, but that's a character thing to me. And I was like, I already know tomorrow's episode is about to be pure heat. And I was like, yo, I fuck with this. I fuck with that. I want you to know, first off, I appreciate that shit. Wholeheartedly, Robin. I really, you could be like, my bad, apologies. But thank you for correcting me. I was like, bro, that's a character thing.
Thanks.
That is a character thing. And I was like, as another creative, it lets me know that you, not only do you just do your job, but you respect and understand how important titles are.
Yep.
And how hard people put the work in for their shit. So from me to you, I respect you and I appreciate that shit wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Never want to disrespect. I'm definitely big on titles. That's why I said, let me know anytime I, put anything out. Correct me. Spelling wrong, let me know. I go change it. I always do that. So I'm happy you had me on. I definitely love you. Love the interview. Love the sign in the back.
Thank you.
Okay, the baby is the cherry on top right there.
The popcorn, I'm about to bop his ass up when I get off the show. I swear to God, I'm gonna jack him up. Okay, but before we go out, Robin, we gotta go out the same way we came in, and I'm gonna let you wrap it up. So you gotta give us what you're grateful for and where people can find you and listen to your show.
Okay, well, I want to say that I'm grateful for my imagination. I'm grateful that I'm able to still be playful as I grow up and, continue in my world. It's important for us to have that free time to really be creative, find joy in little things. So, yeah, I'm definitely thankful that I got that imagination. I'm really just a crazy person sometimes. But definitely make sure you guys tag with me, Pillow Talk Podcast. You can follow me on any streaming platform. That's the sign right there. Check me out. Every weekend I have guests, interviews. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook, Pillow Talk Podcast as well. Always going live there for any interviews. And then, if anybody's interested, in being featured on some music blogs by your girl, definitely tap in with me. Write for several different blogs. I guarantee you it's the best writer of your life.
Period. I'm gonna go out the same way I came in. First and foremost, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. As always, I appreciate you guys, my followers, and the people that came to support you as well, Robin. Secondly, I want to thank you for coming in. I've had a good time. I knew I was gonna have a good time when you sent me thank you for correcting me, because I posted that shit on my Facebook and niggas was loving that shit. I'm like, yo, this is fire. This gonna be lit. Don't miss it. And then I gotta go on to say where I came in. I'm grateful for this interview. I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. I definitely enjoyed this. I think you were a great guest. And then this not gonna be the only time we link up. I swear, if I ever touch Chicago, we gotta put it on the phone.
Oh, right, we gonna rock this back because you definitely got to come on Pillow Talk.
I would love to. I would love to. We gonna run this back. We definitely, and we gonna definitely link. If I ever get to Chicago, I promise you, we are going to link, and we gonna run this back. Okay. I think that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you, Robin, for joining me. Thank you guys for our beautiful viewers and audience for joining us tonight. That's all I got. My name is Cherrell On. You guys, I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, and this ain't a podcast. I will see y'all next Tuesday. Peace.